Hey guys. So after the hangout today, I was excited to come running out here and uh, seeing if I could get my crystal working. I've been using 47 picofarad ceramic capacitors out of a little kit, and I think it was Wes. I'm sorry if I'm getting this wrong. Said that you actually need to drop your capacitance when you go up in frequency. So I went out here and I grabbed the smallest one I had, which was a 10 picofarad. And I was like, well, if that doesn't work, I'm going to order the 4 megahertz, so I don't want to make this permanent. So I have got the most elaborate, just complete mess in here. And so what I did is I cut the 47 picofarads out, but made it so I could easily reattach them. I just, snipped their leads. And then I snuck in a 10 picofarads. This is one of them up here. I didn't even bother shortening the leads on it because I figured I'd be returning it right to my parts kit. I didn't want to ruin the part. But lo and behold, reading the right leg of the crystal, the probe to ground, I am now seeing a sine wave form. I'm no longer getting the middle finger form like I was getting before. And that is reporting 12 megahertz, which is what this particular crystal is. I did have some doubt early on about whether or not I was using my oscilloscope correctly, and so one of the tricks I always like to do is when I'm looking for a signal, like I'm expecting to see a certain signal, what I'll do is in the second channel, which you can see here is the blue waveform, I'll try to input a frequency, and you can do this from like a cell phone app or whatever. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. But I'll try to input a frequency, if I can, the exact frequency. And in this case, my frequency counter or generator only goes up to, it's supposed to go to 5 megahertz, but it almost hit 6. So I dialed that in first and made sure that I could get the waveform on there, and I had the trigger set so that it was nice and neat. And then when I flipped over to this thing, I flipped the trigger around. I can't tell you the number of times I've chased like 100 millivolt, 60 hertz noise late at night, just not thinking, wondering, where's this waveform coming from? Why does it look weird? And it turns out that I'm just, looking at the completely orders of magnitude wrong. So this helps me a lot to do that. And sometimes I'll do it and then I'll just unplug it and plug my probe in, since it's only a 2-channel. But yeah, this is working, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to start getting values out of my ADC. I can write configuration. I believe I'm writing a divider of divide by 4, which on this 12 megahertz crystal, should give me 3 megahertz, which is between the 1 to 4 that the part calls for. So hopefully that'll be good, and I'll see you guys later. Oh, side note, while I was able to read the crystal frequency with my 10x setting on my oscilloscope, the frequency counter on my Fluke, if I apply it, here, maybe I can actually do this while we're running, in case anyone else is trying to use the poor man's frequency counter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna touch the probe to to just one of the capacitors to try to do a frequency count, and bam, the multimeter pulls it down too hard, so it just kills it. And if you look on the multimeter, it's actually saying it's a 60 hertz signal. I'm not sure what this multimeter is rated up to. It may not be able to go up to 12 megahertz, but just something to be aware of if you're trying to use it as a spot check. So yeah.